Eight of Discs upright. The Eight of Discs invites you to take special care of all aspects of your life. You have planted the seeds in the past and now they are growing. This early stage of sprouting is a very important time to tend to the garden of your heart. Make sure all of your projects and relationships are nurtured and cared for so that they can grow and blossom into the bright and beautiful creations you always intended them to be. The seeds that were planted in the previous card begin to grow and develop into flowers. Now is a very critical time as the patch sits with his new creations. He meditates and provides loving care, making certain they have just the right amount of water and sun. Upright, diligence, reversed, negligence, tree of life, Hod, astral signature, Sun in Virgo. Key words: wisdom lovingly applied to matter, taking time, education, apprenticeship, foresight, effort, practical judgment, prudence, expanded description. The Eight of Discs demonstrates how diligent cultivation and mindful practices bring amazing successes in the end. In this card, there is a patch character sitting in the middle of his beautiful garden. He has planted his seeds in this once barren garden to now find his plants have begun sprouting, and in order to see this continue, must apply careful consideration into his every action, to every aspect of his life. This card embodies the ideas of wisdom applied lovingly to material affairs and taking the time to do things right. This may also indicate a period where some research or even apprenticeship is required in order to learn what is the best thing to do for any particular situation, and so education becomes key. Further, the Eight of Discs can act as a gentle warning of caution that we must take very special care of all of the aspects in your life. It's better to be overly cautious at this time rather than reckless, as the seeds you have planted are still in their growing stage. If we run in haphazardly and start taking actions without knowing exactly what we are doing, we may have a bit of a mess that needs cleaning up. In line with the ideas of education, this card can also describe apprenticeship, learning from those who have more information than we do. It is a time to refine your skills so that when the time comes to apply your talents, you can do so with precision and knowledge. Though your seeds have only just begun growing, remember that all of your accumulated work will eventually lead to an amazing outburst of your creations coming to completion down the road. It may get tiring as the days go on, but the focused energy and passion applied to your work will generate beautiful results. If you pull this card and are not currently focused on any particular goal, this is a perfect time to ask yourself, what is something that you would like to create? What are your passions? And what would you like to manifest into reality? And what would you need to learn to make that happen? Consider also that careful, being full of care, can apply to any aspect of your life. Perhaps it is not a project, but your body or mind itself, which could use some tender love and care. By applying some attention to these more inner aspects of ourselves, such as with holistic food and mindful meditations, we can continue raising our consciousness over time and see wonderful results down the road. No matter what, just remember to practice giving attention to detail where needed and staying focused on the larger energies at work. Eight of Discs reversed. The reverse of the Eight of Discs describes what happens when we are negligent toward accomplishing our goals, potentially losing patience and the awareness that some things take time. By applying too much energy to one specific aspect of our lives, we also cause ourselves suffering by neglecting others, for this card normally speaks towards taking care of all aspects of our lives in balance. By not being in balance, we often tend to lose sight of the bigger picture, getting wrapped up and focused on meticulous details for too long. This reversal could even appear as a form of perfectionism, but being so meticulous with the details that we are negligent towards the bigger picture. To turn this reversed card upright, we must remember to connect with our passions and why we began this undertaking in the first place. By rekindling that inner fire, we can then apply the right level of diligence towards whatever it is we are working with. Without this level of care, we become lazy and let things hang and miss out on the opportunities to see them through. If there is a part of us that is overly enthusiastic, on the other hand, and we are rushing into our work, then the solution is simply to slow down, take a deep breath, and acknowledge if these actions are genuinely what the project needs or if they have more to do with our own ego. By stepping back and observing if we must take some time to learn something new first, or just being patient, we can embody the state of balance and